What's going on, guys? We got a new national champion. The
Yes.
University of Georgia. Uga's big fan is saying, "What's up, guys?" We're gonna start off with right. I'm just messing. What's going on, everybody? With another episode for the last give. 2 months already into the books for this season 2 already, JPeeps. Time flying.
I
On
know it
episode
really
8.
is. It really is. It really is. And, a lot's happened, a lot that we need to talk about, a lot that I'm not too proud of. And
Well,
then,
it's not you. I don't think is not to be proud of. I think it's the NFL just being stupid.
yeah, yes. Like we
I
take
mean,
a few.
you don't have to feel bad. You just look down at them because, like, let's be real here. Like, you yourself shouldn't be feeling bad. You should be feeling bad for the guys who are
Says
losing their. Look
this-
What's up,
sad.
y'all?
that what's up, man? But,
What's going on?
We want to welcome Steve to the show once again, aka Sad Gator. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I thought about Will Ferrell when I saw Gator.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. It was from a movie, but yeah, we got a fun one tonight. Anything else?
It's the biggest Uga fan.
Let's go. All right, but y'all know what's up. We gotta like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. We got this NFL playoff stuff to hit up first before we, unless y'all want to do the national championship first. Which one y'all want to do first? NFL playoffs or national championship?
It's totally
That's
up to y'all.
Quick
Your
decision
show, your
before we
pick.
hit this intro.
Yeah,
All right, let's do national championship first. We'll just do a quick run now. What you guys think? Let's get this intro hitting up, JPeeps.
All right, let's get to it.
All right, we're gonna do this
And we're
national
back.
championship, guys.
All
All right, so final score was what? 33-18?
33-18.
I think it was
33-18.
33-18. It was a weird score.
It was about accurate. I felt like it was going to be field goals all night. I figured good defensive game.
Oh, yeah.
Whoever the last field goal was going to win it. But then Georgia just blew the door open.
Yeah, Stetson Bennett. Well, first it was that critical run by Cook.
Yes.
So I think that was the first touchdown of the whole game. And then Bama came up with a big answer, but Stetson Bennett with that 40-yard touchdown pass. You know, I got to give it to Stetson Bennett. I mean, I know they're UGA and I'm supposed to hate them, but like the guy's a walk-on. It's his dream school. What a great opportunity to like get to win a national championship, the first national championship in 41 years for your dream school. I mean, that's a pretty cool thing. And he showed up at Good Morning America drunk, so that was really nice of him too. Did y'all see that video?
I saw that.
He was hungover.
It was like the most hangover guy in America.
Goodness. Oh my goodness. Man,
that was wrong for them to have that, but whatever. Like to have him on this morning. I let the man enjoy.
I gotta give him props for getting up there and
yeah.
It can't be no worse than what J.R. Smith did back when Cleveland won the title. Can't be no worse than him.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he ain't even shower.
No, I think the best celebration is I can't think of his name. The
The best was Joe Burrow smoking the cigars, and then after winning the chip in 2020, but
not Victor Hedman. Oh my gosh,
Kucherov.
Kucherov. Yeah,
Kucherov
thank
at
you.
the
Kucherov
press
had
conference.
the best celebration of all time. No one will ever top
Number one
that.
bullshit. Number one bullshit is what his going was.
But yeah, Kirby Smart though he joins Bear Bryant, Steve Spurrier, Philip Fulmer, and Bear Bryant, and I believe there's 2 other guys. I can't remember. I know he's the 6th one to do it. Oh no, one other guy. He's the 6th one to do it. I forget who it was though, to win a national championship at his alma mater, and how fitting it was.
Yeah, I mean, the Georgia's kind of had that Alabama issues for the last couple of years. A lot of people slept on Kirby Smart. There were a lot of people saying that Kirby wasn't a good coach, that he was just a great recruiter. But, I never really bought into that. I think he's both, and if it wasn't for Alabama, they probably have 1 or 2 more national championships, to be honest. And I don't think they're done yet. I mean, the way they're stockpiling talent, unfortunately, for my fellow Gator fans, I think we're going to be hearing from Georgia quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, JPeeps, I need to make a call out here. I was just looking at the ticker, bro. You said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you had Alabama's favorite to repeat in 2023. We need to fix that to Georgia.
Well,
I think you typed it in wrong.
The championship will be 2023, but it'll be the year 2023. But that's the truth. Like Alabama, already according to most preseason polls, the way too early ones is they're favored to be back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I mean, but the way how you had it made it look like they want. I just making sure. Don't be like that guy who got the poor guy got an Alabama hat. You know the one I'm talking about? They gave the kid Alabama national championship cap instead of the Georgia one.
I know what you're talking about. All right, I know what you mean.
So who do y'all think? I mean, if not Bama, if not Georgia, who else has a shot next year?
Honestly,
outside the SEC, I mean, if Ohio State gets their act together, I'm gonna say Stroud getting another year. That's maybe.
I'm saying like this. I think usually, if not Alabama or if not Georgia, it's going to be someone that and this is how it's usually been with, LSU, we kind of knew they would be something in 2019, but it's usually been.
We didn't know what Joe Burrow was going to be until he came.
Yeah. So, I mean, usually if it comes from within the SEC, like the depths of the SEC, it's going to be someone that we don't know about yet. And if it comes from outside of the SEC, I think Clemson's time is set with what's going on. Ohio State, I just don't think when it comes to playing someone from down this way, I don't think they'll get it done. Oregon, just no. Oklahoma, maybe.
Maybe. They lost a lot of guys.
I don't know if I'm buying on Venables yet. Maybe.
I mean, they got Dylan Gabriel. I don't know. We got to see how that works.
I mean, if
I wouldn't put my chips on Oklahoma.
I mean, I guess that means Caleb Williams is all but gone. But
he already's in the transfer portal.
I know, but he didn't sign with anybody yet, right?
No.
So in theory, he could come back. He probably won't, but he could.
Yeah.
But I guess if Oklahoma went and got Dylan Gabriel, then the writing's probably on the wall. All I know is if Caleb Williams ends up at Georgia, I'm going to throw up. So that's all I was
thinking Ole Miss. But, my gosh, if he did end up at Georgia, oh, man.
Game changer. Georgia repeat, probably.
Yeah.
But I did say something last night, like right before kickoff, that kind of made me think for a minute. And it was just the fact that I was like thinking to myself, okay, Georgia, if you don't get them now, when are you going to get them? Because in a couple of years, they'll be in the East with you. And that's going to be the game of the year that decides who wins the East.
Yeah.
So it's at some point, something's got to give. If you want a championship, you better get them now. Because if not now, when?
Yeah, especially with Bama being down like their two best wide receivers. I mean, let's be real. If Williams and Mechie were playing that game, I don't think Georgia wins. But that's just part of the game. Injuries are part of the game.
That's the part.
I don't even think if Williams got hurt, they probably wouldn't have won. I mean, Georgia. If Williams didn't get hurt, probably.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, who was the guy that stepped up from Hall? I mean, he made some good catches, but he missed a couple critical ones too. The tight end.
He's from Valrico. He went to Bloomingdale High School.
Oh, I didn't know he was a local guy.
Yeah, number 84. That's my god.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Hall, right? Hall, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was Hall.
He caught the touchdown, but there was a couple drops, and then the one kid who like broke open but just wasn't fast enough to get the touchdown. They caught him from behind. I don't know who it was.
The tight end?
I don't think it was the tight end. I think it was another wide receiver, but I don't
know. The linebacker, I think, is who caught him, though. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But when he broke open, I'm like, man, if this was Williams or Mechie, that's a touchdown, right? But
yeah, instead, I know which player you're talking about. Oh, Agaye Hall. Agaye Hall. He's a wide receiver. He's 6'3", 195, a freshman from Valrico.
Yeah, that's the guy that caught the touchdown. But there was another guy. Maybe it was the tight end. I don't know. It was somebody earlier in the game caught a ball, and they were run from behind, but they had a chance to score. If they were faster, they had nothing but open field in front of them.
That might have been Billingsley, maybe number 19.
Maybe it was. But yeah, just a lot of missed opportunities for Bama, and Georgia gets the first national championship in my lifetime, and I'm old, so
First national championship in all of our lifetimes.
Yeah, up until this point, it was really just Sugar Bowl appearances, and that was it.
Yeah. And I don't
so
think
let me ask you guys this one. So you guys think Stetson Bennett can make a thing in the NFL, or you think he's just like a college thing? I don't think he'll do good. I don't think he's gonna.
He's like Jake.
He'll be like that Jay Coker. Yeah, exactly what I was gonna say.
Like Jay Coker.
He's gonna be playing on a celebrity golf circuit in a few years. That's gonna be. That's what. Just taking it easy. Probably somebody hook him up with a nice desk job in Georgia.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. He's one of those guys that'll probably spend the rest of his days maybe doing celebrity golf tournaments, having a good job in the state of Georgia, and every time he goes to Athens, he'll never have to pay for anything for the rest of his life.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, he's a hero. A walk-on, a former walk-on. I mean, if he wasn't a Bulldog, I'd think it was the most incredible story, but because he's a Bulldog, I can't like it too much. But
yeah. But one thing I will say, though, is that, and I got to give him credit, not give him credit, but I will say just be on the watch out. When Alabama goes to the East in a few years, how long until Jimbo and Texas A&M kind of become what Georgia is now?
I mean, I think
running the other side is what you're asking. Go Sag Gator.
I mean, they're gonna have to run through LSU too, so it's not gonna be quite as wide open. I mean, it's the same situation that Alabama's in right now, right? But I mean, Texas A&M I think is really well positioned. A lot of people joke because they haven't really done anything and they're paying Jimbo that fat contract, but sometimes you got to lay the groundwork first, and don't sleep on Texas and oil money in that state. Especially with like NIL, I mean, those guys are well positioned to get top recruiting classes. And Jimbo Fisher, we already know that he's won a national championship. He's just got to get his players in there. He's got to get his quarterback. He's had some bad luck. Certainly, he had some bad luck with the quarterback position this year.
He ain't gonna fix it with Max Johnson. I'll tell you that.
What's that?
I said he ain't gonna fix it the next 2 years with Max Johnson.
I mean. Yeah, I'm telling like Texas A&M fans, I think will be patient. I mean, they haven't won a national championship since like before World War II, so they got nothing but patience, I think, and they know what's coming for them. They know like when the SEC realigns. I mean, let's be honest, like program-wise, Texas A&M right now is in a better position than Texas, I think.
Yes.
I would argue that they're in a better position than Oklahoma. Even though Oklahoma has won a more recent national championship, looking forward, I mean, they're in the state of Texas, and it's always easier to recruit in your home state than to recruit out of it.
Yep.
And they just got way more money. They got a ton of money at Texas A&M.
Yes. And like I said, because I didn't think Jimbo would have left Florida. I don't think he would have left Florida State for LSU. But Texas A&M, obviously, with the contract they gave him, I was like, it makes sense. It makes a ton of sense to just go up and leave and go to Texas A&M. Plus, I mean, the situation in Tallahassee didn't benefit him in any sort of way, shape, or form, and they didn't give him what he wanted. So, I mean, of course, go to Texas A&M and get whatever you want. It works out for you.
And I think up until like a couple of years ago, Florida and Florida State both kind of had the same mentality of they were going to try to do things on the cheap. And now they're starting to realize that they've both been left like in the dust, right? Florida State, and Miami, really. Miami probably to an even worse extent. Like their facilities, I think, are in need of a big time upgrade. And hopefully, they might. I don't want to say hopefully, but they might get that with Crystal Ball. But the big three in Florida have not been the big three in Florida because other programs in the neighboring states have been poaching talent because they got more talent, better facilities.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State, and Miami got to catch up.
And this is why someone was asking the question last night. When are the top dogs in Florida going to stand back up and fight? And I told him, I was like, when the day Nick Saban retires is when you may see change. And they were like, God, when is that going to be? And I'm just like, well, he's extended through 2028. Kirby and Georgia are going to still be here for a while. And then you got to still worry about Texas A&M, LSU. You never know when LSU is going to come alive. So I'm just like, and I'm like, the first one to do it will have the ultimate test of taking down Nick Saban, but having to do it consistently.
Who do you think is best positioned to of the big three in Florida? Who is the best positioned to be the first one to climb back up to the top?
Honestly, right now, I'm not even going to be biased when I say it, and I know the truth. It is Florida, I think, based off of what they're doing and the amount of moves they're making and stuff. I think it is Florida. Behind Florida, I have more faith in Florida State to get back. And then Miami's administration, it's good you got Cristobal, but the administration needs to start caring about athletics as a whole.
All right. So this one came out today. So Florida is hiring Rob Sale as their offensive coordinator, except the kick is he was the Giants offensive line coach, and the Giants offensive line wasn't that good.
Yeah, but they had a lot of injuries, and that coordinator title I think was just a move to get him more money. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be calling plays, or at least not.
Okay, I don't know how it works in Florida.
Listen, have you seen the offensive line in Florida? I mean, we need help, and we haven't recruited, that great on the offensive line either.
And here's the other thing too. How should I say this? The NFL and college ball are different because I mean, honestly, his MO might be having to bust 18 to 23-year-olds in the behind. You can't do that with no grown man. You can't bust a grown man in the chops like that consistently because he's why he's making more than you.
No, you just ask Urban how it worked.
That's true. That's
exactly.
True.
All right. So you guys want to move on?
Yeah, we got to move on. So we got.
All right. You want to go? Go.
Get the NFL now?
Yeah. He looks like he wants to get off him, but he's too afraid. Come on. There you go. All right. I'm free now. All right. Let's do this NFL stuff.
Awesome. So first thing I'm going to lead off with while he's doing that is the Patriots and Bills Part 3.
All right. So what you guys want to talk about with this Patriots-Bills 3-peat matchup? Because actually a couple of them is like the third game.
Yeah.
So we got the Patriots won the first one, the Bills won the second one. The first one was kind of a crazy game in Buffalo.
You guys,
Ooh, got a question.
could you guys imagine Dion at FSU and Ed Reed in Miami coaching?
I think that
Honestly,
second one is more plausible.
That second one, Ed Reed's still there as a what is it? Oh my gosh, I forget his title, but he's like a mentor basically to those kids. Florida State had their chance with Dion, and Florida State slipped up.
Dion's coaching him.
Exactly.
Another top receiver Saturday.
Yeah. Dion, look, Dion wanted to make Charlie Ward the offensive coordinator. They screwed up.
They fumbled the bag.
Big time.
That's their loss. Yep.
Florida State.
I love it. Back. Keep recruiting, Dion.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Hold
up, wait a minute. Sad Gator, because you do know that these recruits are considering Florida too, right?
I mean, I know, but Travis Hunter was a Florida State lock all year. And I know Dion's eventually gonna like go after somebody that Florida has an opportunity to land. So overall, it's just funnier when it happens to Florida State though, because he's poaching them. He's an alum. You know, he's got a bone to pick with them. It's funny until they do it to Florida.
That is true.
That's true. I agree. I agree.
All right. So what were we on with the Patriots and Bills again? Oh yeah, we were talking about the games.
I'm excited for it. Because
I think there's gonna be one thing to decide who wins that game. Is if the Bills run defense holds.
Yeah. I think honestly the consistency, whoever stays the most consistent in this game will win it. Bill Belichick's a master at it. It's just he will do he'll do his best to not make as many mistakes because the Patriots have always been a disciplined team that pays attention to detail, kind of like Alabama for the most part. And again, like I said, if whoever plays the cleanest game will advance. And I guess bad news too for Josh Allen. Apparently it's supposed to snow in this game up there in Buffalo. So
sad Gators boy Devin Singletary is he's been on a hot streak right now. I know because he essentially beat me with Devin Singletary.
That was a great wire pickup for me.
Yeah, I know. He beat me by like 100 in the championship. Well, I also lost Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, but that's a whole rant for another day.
If it's snowing, I mean, yeah, that bodes, I think, better for the Patriots.
Just run it.
Harris. I like Damian Harris running the ball if they have to set up the run versus
if he stays healthy.
Oh yeah,
he's been dealing with a hamstring for the last couple of weeks, so if he stays healthy, but they also got Ramondre Stevenson right there, so. I think they might throw that ball probably under. If it's what's the over-under on Mac Jones throws? I'm taking the under.
I feel like he'll throw it.
It's probably under 10.
He'll throw it
under 10.
Maybe 20 times minimum.
Oh, that's a little high.
Yeah.
I don't even think he throws it 20 times on a regular week.
I think he will because I think it'll be a combination of swing routes and short routes. Nothing too crazy in the snow. Yeah. But again, this is going to be a game where I think Josh Allen can't do it himself. He needs his running game to come alive because that's what the Patriots are going to do. They're going to key in on Josh Allen because they know him running makes that offense go. And the more you can limit him, the more you have a chance of really shutting them down. So, I mean, don't be surprised if we see first round exit with Buffalo.
I'm banking on it. Shocked. Y'all weren't alive when the Bills used to just blow it every year. But that's forever burned in my memory is the Bills just not making it.
I've watched.
Oh no, they made it. They just couldn't win the last game.
Yeah.
I've watched so many of those. I've watched those Super Bowls from time to time. It is so sad. Thurman Thomas losing his helmet, and then you got the embarrassment in Pasadena where Dallas, I think that's the last time someone hung 50 in a Super Bowl. And then
Seattle came close in like 2013.
Yeah, and then the Bucks came close in 2002. But I mean, it's sad. And then they made fun of the Washington Redskins offensive line and got flat out embarrassed the third time around, I believe it was. And then, of course, Dallas just put the final nail in the coffin the fourth year, and they never went back.
Yeah.
We're just riding on the Bills.
And they're not going to make it this year. Sad Bills Mafia.
They're not. Again, I'm telling you, Dan Marino and not Josh Allen, but Dan Marino and Jim Kelly, two QBs that could have won Super Bowls, but just never got them.
Yeah, if they were playing today, like in the modern age, they would have like demanded a trade.
Oh yeah. I say the same thing about Barry Sanders.
Yeah, man, Barry Sanders.
I mean, if Calvin Johnson came out, let's just say his career, like the span of his career, right? If you move that 5 years later, so not like he played 5 extra years, but like the same amount of years he played, just move it 5 years later, so he'd be playing in this age. You think he would have got a trade out of Detroit? I think he would have.
Yeah,
maybe
if he didn't get all the injuries tacked on.
They would have had to get him. They would have had to have gotten him out of the division, I think. Because I was going to say,
got him out of the conference. They would have traded him out of the conference.
Oh yeah, you would have had to, because you don't want to see that guy in the playoffs or even in the regular season by chance. But
let's go to the other third matchup, or you guys want to talk about the Steelers?
No way.
I took a blind faith click on that.
I can't see it. I mean, I was somebody said we were robbed. We were robbed of seeing Justin Herbert in the playoffs, and we have to see Ben Roethlisberger again. And I was like, you know what? I don't hate it because the Chargers did that to themselves, and also I couldn't see Ben go out on another game's tie. Like, I already saw Breeze go out on a whole broken body. You saw Rivers; he was throwing like a medicine ball at that point. I mean, Ben actually threw some good balls against Baltimore, but it's like you can't see a guy like that just retire because another team played for a tie.
Yeah, no, that kind of would have been sad to go out like that. That would have been.
Well, at least let him go out on his own terms. If his team gets blown out like 30-something or 40-something to 10 like it was the last time this season, right. I mean,
it does suck. His career is going to come to an end in Arrowhead.
Sunday night.
Yeah, it does suck. But I mean, again, you never know. This is the beauty of football.
What? Just give the ball to Najee Harris 40 times?
No. I was gonna say the Chiefs got horses that can run after him. But I mean,
yeah, Chris Jones will just mess them up.
The Chiefs, they just have to come out and have a bad day in order for the Steelers to advance and pull this off.
No, they for that their secondary would have to collapse and their offensive line would have to collapse.
Yes.
Now this is going to be the shortest.
Just don't do any TikToks before the game, and you might have a shot. Because I mean, Jackson Mahomes might just go and do something stupid, piss off the Steelers, and then get his team beat again. But I mean,
this is going to be the shortest goodbye tour of all time.
It really is.
Bye Ben Roethlisberger.
It really is. Well, hey, look.
He won a Super Bowl. It's Pittsburgh. They've won plenty of Super Bowls. I don't feel I have no sympathy for the Steelers. Me
neither. I think this is like the first time where we're not really seeing like a lot of consistency from that organization.
They've been doing rough the last 3 years.
What do you do with the quarterback situation?
People are making a joke. Deshaun Watson is the only one to carry his legacy. So
some people have said you go get Russell Wilson or Jameis or someone said as long as it's
Jameis.
I had a Steelers fan this morning tell me as long as it's not Mason Rudolph.
I can have a whole thing on that. Just don't play Mason Rudolph. Please don't.
Yeah, someone said as long as it's not Mason Rudolph, they don't care who it is. Just find somebody, because Mason ain't it. That's basically all they just say. Mason is not.
Mason definitely ain't it.
That's interesting. I like Russell Wilson. I don't want to see him go to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's won enough. They can chill.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaguars haven't won diddly squat in a while. So, I mean,
That's my point. Like, I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm dying over here of thirst. I'm in the desert.
Look,
Steelers fans are like in an oasis.
Hey, y'all kept Indianapolis out of the playoffs. You beat them.
Indianapolis.
8 years in a row?
That was incredible.
In Jacksonville.
Hey, Trevor Lawrence had his best game of the season. It was real encouraging. It's nice to have a win and go out like that. You don't have a bad taste in your mouth. My biggest fear was that this was such a crazy year for the Jaguars, and with the whole Urban Meyer thing, that I was really worried that they'd ruin Trevor Lawrence. So, there's hope. Hope springs eternal. I'm sure they'll blow the coaching hire, and it'll probably be bad about, game 1, halftime next year. But at least for now, I have hope.
So what will be your reaction if Brian Flores is named the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
You know what? I was texting with some buddies of mine who were Miami fans, and I was like, I can't believe they let Flores go because, my friends were they always spoke really highly of Flores, and I was like, you know what? I'd take Brian Flores in Jacksonville right now. My only reservation is all the noise about him and like Tua and the GM not getting along. And so it's like, I've seen enough of that in the organization already when they had Coughlin. Obviously, Meyer, had his issues. I really don't want a guy that's going to be like abrasive. And if he did come, hopefully like he would embrace Trevor Lawrence and we could, move forward from that. That would be my only fear with Brian Flores is some of these reports coming out that he's a little bit hard to get along with. But I mean, there's two sides to every story. He definitely had the Dolphins playing hard. I mean, listen, I'm so thirsty for anything right now. I would take 500. 500 sounds beautiful to Jacksonville fans. So just give me somebody that like wins almost as many games as they lose, and that's improvement.
Okay, so quick question before we talk about the rest of these playoff things. Who would be your ideal hire for head coach? Like perfect scenario, dream scenario. Like who would it be?
I haven't really given it much thought. I'll
give you 5 names and like pick one of them. All right. So you got Brian Leftwich, you got Eric Bieniemy, you got Todd Bowles, Kellen Moore, and Doug Peterson. Out of those 5,
I was gonna say Peterson. Of those, I was gonna say Peterson.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It really, honestly, it makes the most sense too.
I mean, I guess that makes more sense because Bieniemy and Leftwich would be first-time head coaches. So you know what you're gonna get in Peterson. So
you know what? Like I feel bad for Brian Leftwich because his career in Jacksonville didn't go quite as planned, and he had beef with I think Del Rio kind of did him a little dirty. Or at least there was some beef. Who knows what went on behind the scenes. But, like, if I'm Byron Leftwich, man, I don't want that job. I mean, do you really want your first head coaching job to be Jacksonville? I think you got to get a guy who's got some coaching experience, head coaching experience underneath him. I think it's a bad fit. It's not that I don't like Leftwich. I think he's been great, and I think he deserves an opportunity. But I just think it's a bad fit, and I hate to see him blow his opportunity. with frankly a bad organization.
You're right.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that stuff next in Hot Topics. But that's a good answer.
One thing I will say before we do move on to the next one is the interesting thing about that is you had Jimmy Smith. Yeah, it was Jimmy Smith was lobbying for Byron Leftwich because he was like, we need to restore order in Jacksonville. We need to make Jacksonville be feared once again. And then honestly, I think the last time I watched a Jacksonville game on Monday night, Al Michaels was calling it. So and Steve knows about back in the day on Monday Night Football how good it used to be. This is before his time, Steve.
Yeah. Ace wasn't around.
Yeah. But
I mean,
all right. Can we have a rant about Sean McVay being having no balls?
Oh yeah, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
I want to hear this too because I've been waiting all day for this.
You have the floor, Ace.
That man was 45-0. They make this such a big deal. 45-0 when leading at halftime. Yeah, you got no balls, Sean McVay. You was up 7 under 2 minutes. You ran the damn balls 3 times and you had under 20 rushing yards the entire game, or like under 50 rushing yards the entire game. The hell wrong with you? You go and throw that ball at least once to go try to win that game. I don't know. I don't know if you didn't want to play the Saints defense. I don't know if it's what. But come on, man. That's just some BS right there not to go. Now at least try to go for the win, knowing your defense hasn't stopped them once. The one time you did was because Jalen Ramsey dove on the ball.
Well,
the only time you actually stopped them the entire game.
He threw it deep. He threw it deep. He went for the win. He just threw
that
it.
That was in overtime. That was in overtime. I'm talking about in the regulation. That should never gone to overtime.
You're right. It shouldn't have, because when they had him 17-0, I was sitting there in Raymond James. I
thought they were gonna. I was so happy. I thought they were gonna at least have the Saints in the foot. No, they blow that shit.
I couldn't believe that. That was incredible. And then what made it crazier is Steve. There were Bucks players standing on the field because they didn't post the score of the game the whole day because they wanted the Bucks to focus. And they were like, well, the whole situation, Bucks win, and then San Francisco wins, the Bucks get the 2 seed. So they didn't put the score up. And then as the game ended, they put the game up on the screens, and you had maybe 5-10 Bucks players standing in the end zone watching the game, and you had all these fans still in the stadium watching the game too. And then it cuts to commercial. They run inside to the locker room to watch the game. Everybody's still outside watching this mayhem unfold. It was crazy. That was crazy. That's probably the craziest finish I've ever seen. Week in the final week of the season, one of the craziest, besides what we saw on Sunday night.
Yeah, I mean, it helps the Bucks, and I'm not a big Jalen Ramsey fan, so it was beautiful to watch.
Man, I hope Arizona gets him, but I doubt it. Arizona's been looking like a dumpster fire.
You never know. Arizona might get him.
JJ, I think JJ's supposed to come back.
That's another one.
Rejuvenate the defense.
That's another one, honestly. It's because we got the Patriots winning on the road potentially. The Cardinals could win on the road potentially.
Arizona already won in LA this year. The first one they played, they beat them in LA.
I could see it.
I could definitely see it myself too.
So it doesn't matter who wins that game. The winner of that game comes to Tampa if Tampa beats Philly, right?
No. I don't think so. No, Dallas. If Dallas wins, Dallas goes to Tampa.
Oh.
I have the bracket.
And then the winner of that game would go to Green Bay.
Yes.
But if San Francisco wins, then the winner of that game would go to Tampa.
Yeah. So basically saying if San Francisco wins and the Cardinals win, San Francisco goes to Green Bay next week, and then the Cardinals would come to Tampa if the Bucks do beat the Eagles. And yeah.
I think the Bucks are going to beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I think so too. I feel honestly, I feel like the Bucks don't really even need JPP and Shaq Barrett and Levante David to beat Philadelphia. I think that offense will be explosive enough, and that defense can get enough stops.
Well, we know the Eagles are more run heavy now, so I mean, we'll see how that works. But they still got Vita Vea in the middle, so
yeah.
I doubt Philadelphia wins. I give them a 5% chance at most.
And then the interesting one too is, and I wasn't around for this one. Steve was, I'm sure, for the first time in 28 years, the 49ers and the Cowboys are going to play in the playoffs.
That's crazy that it's been that long.
And it's the first time since 1994.
Montana Aikman.
No,
Steve Young Aikman. That's right.
And
Steve Young.
Dion went against Irving.
Yeah.
And they say it's a no call. Michael Irvin claims to this day, it's almost been 30 years that Dion held him and it was pass interference. Dion says it's been almost 30 years. Get over it. It wasn't pass interference. So, I mean, this is going to be an emotional game.
Who's Jackson State's biggest rival?
Jackson State's biggest rival? Oh, I want to say Alcorn.
I want to see Michael Irvin become the coach at Alcorn. That would be beautiful. Then Dion and Michael Irvin can go at it.
You might have to get Steve McNair's brother out of there first before that.
Oh, is he the coach? All right.
Yeah, Fred McNair is the coach. I think because Fred McNair was the quarterback at Alcorn before Steve McNair.
Ain't
Steve
McNair the one who
broke
owned
so many of my childhood
the
dreams.
Texans? Wait, aren't the McNairs the one who owned the Texans?
That's a different McNair.
No, that's a different family.
No.
Oh, different family? I have no idea. Don't ask me.
Yeah, Steve. I think of all the teams right now that prove to be Jackson State's rivals that Jackson State plays on a consistent basis, you're looking at Alcorn, FAMU, and Tennessee State.
Who did Prairie View hire?
Prairie View hired Eric Dooley. No, not Eric Dooley. Oh my gosh!
Because didn't their guy moved laterally somewhere else?
This guy played for the Houston Oilers, and now he went to the University of Miami, but now he's the head coach of Prairie View. And a lot of folks were thinking it was going to be Kevin Sumlin. Can't remember that guy.
Yeah, we're going off topic, but it's just a random thought.
It's okay.
All right, who haven't we done? Oh, Ashton Harrison, Michael Irvin at FAMU. I think we got nah. I like Coach Willie.
Yeah, I like Willie.
He's been doing good.
It's going to take a lot, but it would be nice to see Michael Irvin pay a visit, but we know Michael Irvin's so stuck on the University of Miami. If it doesn't involve the University of Miami or the Dallas Cowboys, Michael Irvin doesn't want to touch it.
Good. All right, who haven't we done yet? We didn't do Raiders and Bengals, and we haven't.
Bengals.
Have we done everybody?
Bengals.
I think Bengals beat them once already. I think they're gonna just give it to Mixon.
Yeah.
Or just throw to Chase.
Jamar Chase is gonna cook.
Higgins. Chase, Higgins, Boyd. One of the three will cook them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And yeah, we did everybody else, right? I'm going through it. Just Mike Zimmer, Matt Nagy, Flores fired. I'm gonna have a rant about that. Hot topics. Hot topics gonna be fun as hell.
But now we got the
NBA.
Judge got fired too, by the way. Did you see that?
Oh yeah, Joe Judge too.
Yeah. Yes, that was good. That was
I said rap sheets, judge, jury, and executioner. Bad pun, but whatever.
It's okay.
All right.
I understood where you were going. You did good.
Yeah.
How debut by Lance Stevenson being a god in Indianapolis?
He is. Holy crap. So it's kind of like Nick Foles in Philadelphia. It's Lance Stevenson in Indiana. They're just like some, I don't know what kind of power they get when they go there. It's just like, holy crap. Man, I think he had a career high in assists too. I think the other day, I think it was like Friday or one of those days, he had a career high in assists, like in a triple double or some crap. I was like, what the hell is Lance Stevenson doing in China? Just have him in Indiana his whole career.
I'm actually curious too. What was Klay Thompson's numbers the night he returned?
He had 17. I don't know what his rebounds were, but I know he had 17 points. He had 3 threes. I think he had 2 steals. But I don't know about the rest of it. I mean, I'll check it for you. That was what, Sunday he came back?
It's coming along. Yeah, it was Sunday. It's coming along, and it's going to be very scary when he gets up to speed with the rest of the team.
When the rust comes off.
Yes, like it's going to be scary. Okay, and I know I have it here. I have it right here regarding the Lakers.
17, 3, and 1.
17.
3 rebounds and assist. He had 1 block, 2. No, he had no steals. He had 2 turnovers, 3 fouls. He was 7 of 18. I mean, that's not that great, but
yeah, he's coming back from an injury.
He'll come back. He's coming back. Rusting is coming off.
Yeah.
You guys think anybody's gonna come out of the West to challenge him? I don't. I don't know if anybody's gonna rival him.
Phoenix is the best team, but I mean, even if the Lakers get active in the trade market, I don't think the Lakers have enough firepower to overcome Phoenix and Golden State. It's just not happening.
I wouldn't even rely on Anthony Davis at this point. You can't count on him to be there.
Can I ask
Go ahead.
I was saying, can I ask you an off-topic question? Because I don't watch nearly as much NBA as you guys, but like, what happened to the Clippers? Are they just
Kawhi's coming back.
so he's been injured? Kawhi's been injured.
He tore his ACL in May or April, late April, early May in the playoffs.
Okay.
And then Paul George won nuclear. That was against Utah. Game 5, he tore it. Paul George went nuclear Game 6. And Terrence Mann and had the greatest game of a Clipper ever.
The top 8 teams make the playoffs, right?
Top 8, top 10 make the play-in. 8 through 10 have a play-in tournament. Winner take all. 8 versus 10, 9 versus... Wait. Now I got to think. 7 plays 10, 8 plays 9. There we go.
Okay, so as of now, the Clippers would be in the playoffs with a 20-21 record. They are 11 games back of first place.
Now Steve got me thinking. I gotta think of what Paul George's numbers are. People are saying he's doing good. I have no idea. The media hasn't given the Clippers any attention because the Lakers are doing so bad and it's been a dumpster fire. So everybody's been talking about the Lakers.
The Clippers just played for the championship last year, right?
No, that was last year. Eastern Conference. They've never made the NBA Finals.
Yeah, they.
Oh, okay. They were in the Western.
Because
they lost to Phoenix.
That's right. That's 6?
Right. I think it was 6, right?
It was Phoenix.
They actually, I think the Clippers should have won that series if DeAndre Ayton didn't get that Game 2 kind of tip-in shot looking thing that they had at the end of the game.
I don't remember.
I think Phoenix should have. I think LA could have had a shot to win that game because Reggie Jackson was playing good too.
And in the East, who is it? The Bulls.
The Bulls are, I think, the top seed right now.
It's like the 90s. It's like the 90s all over again. Lakers can't stay healthy for anything.
Oh,
he's right.
I think we gotta get Ashton Harris on the show, like as a person, one time as a guest. We just gotta get him.
And this is why I say, like Stephen A. said, LeBron may never win another one.
I mean, he's like
I don't even know how Braun's still doing it right now.
I can't even get out of bed without hurting. I don't know how he gets up and plays basketball.
His body has been
got out of bed and you came on here tonight, so that counts for something.
No, I really do think LeBron might not win another one, which is kind of crazy to think about. But
Paul George has got 24, 7, and 5 right now for the season, and he hasn't played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hasn't played the last 10 games.
Yeah, Steve, I got the Eastern Conference standings for you right now. The top 8 teams are as follows from 1 through 8. The Bulls, the Nets, the Miami Heat have climbed to 3. The Milwaukee Bucks are at 4th. The 76ers at 5. Cleveland Cavaliers at 6. The Toronto Raptors at 7. And then you got LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets at 8.
Well, Miami being at 3 is because Jimmy Butler came back. The reason why Paul George hasn't played is because he tore away some kind of thing in his elbow. That's why he hasn't played the last 10 games. Kyrie just came back, but the Nets are a disaster right now. Who else am I missing? Am I missing anybody? The Raptors, Fred VanVleet just won Player of the Week because he went nuclear. Who else was there that I didn't hit? The Pacers.
The Cavs.
Pacers are a disaster. Cavs, Jared Allen's been doing great. Philadelphia is trying to trade Tobias Harris with Ben Simmons, which is $70 million worth of contract right there, and 2 players. I don't know if anybody's taking that trade. So I like Chicago's chances this year. Milwaukee's going to be right behind them. Still think Milwaukee's coming out of the East.
Chicago earns the right to get creamed by Golden State.
Yes.
Nah, Milwaukee.
Is that pretty much what it's going to be?
That's what I'm thinking too. The Pacers and the Pistons and the Magic, golly. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the Magic.
How did the Pacers
Pistons just traded for Bobo?
How does a state that's so crazy about basketball, like, when's the last time the Hoosiers won a championship? Like the 80s? It's been a while. And then the Pacers, I mean, the state that's probably more crazy about basketball than any other state, and they haven't had a decent team in a while. Although Indiana's doing okay. They beat Ohio State.
Pistons won in 2000. The Pistons won 2004.
By the way. He said he'd be happy to join next show. So we could definitely arrange this.
Yeah.
Definitely can.
We can do that. Wildcard recap. All right.
Yep.
So, the Magic, they just extended their GM and president despite being at the bottom of the Eastern Conference, but that's also because Jonathan Isaac's too busy pandering to the extreme right. So he's got the #1 book right now on Amazon. Just go retire, dude. Get off the team and off the payroll. I don't care. Go retire. Do your books shit. I don't know. I don't care. Taking up a contract. You're not even playing. You're too busy on Fox News. Just retire, dude.
That knee injury may have been very devastating, so I figure
Markelle tore his ACL like 4 months after him, and he's gonna be back next week. Like, I ain't want to hear shit about Jonathan Isaac. Klay Thompson tore his ACL and Achilles and is still back before him. Kawhi Leonard probably might come back before him at this rate, and he tore his in this year. Jonathan Isaac tore his ACL of 2022 and 2020 August. So,
yeah, okay,
come on.
Pitiful. That's pitiful.
He's got more appearances on Fox News than he's had basketball games since COVID started. Let's just leave it like that.
Jeez.
And COVID started in March.
Is that really the last time that we saw him on national television?
No, he played in August. He played games in the bubble, but he's been on Fox News more times than he played games in the bubble. So,
jeez.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious. But I'm like you, Steve. It's crazy how a state like Indiana, who's basketball rich, has a team that's 15-26 and is like almost in the cellar. Well, basically is in the cellar in the East.
Yeah. I mean,
and they got good players. I don't know what's wrong with Indiana. I really don't. They got Brogdon, they got Sabonis, they got Turner, they got Bubble Horn.
They need to get Reggie Miller back out of retirement. That way they can learn how to play some good defense.
Yep. I mean, I don't know what the hell Rick Carlisle is doing over in Indiana right now.
He ain't doing much, evidently.
Yeah. You think? They're going to blow. They're going to blow it up at the deadline, I think. Team up, I think they'll blow it up. I mean, Sabonis, I doubt Sabonis signs his I think he's gonna be a free agent at the end of the year. I don't think he'll re-sign. Turner, I think he's gonna be a free agent too. I doubt he re-signs too. I think they're looking at trading TJ Warren. He's been hurt a lot. Brogdon is the only one I could say I think will stay. But I mean, other than that team's a disaster right now.
And also, speaking of the Pacers too, remember Denver no, not the Pacers, the Pistons. Denver's traded Bobo to the Pistons. He went from being a playoff contender to a loser. Just like that.
He wasn't exactly playing in Denver for obvious reasons. They have the MVP of the league right there.
Yeah, that's true too. But I mean, golly. I'm going to the playoffs to now. I'm like, dang, I might as well just pack my stuff up now.
Like, I mean, book his vacation for from April.
Jeez, that's just terrible.
That vacation already booked.
That's just terrible. Also, too, what's this about Zion continuing to miss time?
Yeah, what you want to call it, a relapse, whatever it's called. Yeah, there's a bet on Magic and Pelicans Twitter essentially where who's gonna come back first, Jonathan Isaac or Zion?
He relapsed. What define what kind of relapse?
Like his foot, like Like the foot, the injury that he has.
Okay. Oh, you got okay. So he had like a minor.
Not that kind of relapse.
You got to say setback.
Setback, relapse, injury. I don't know what they call it.
He's injured.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't have an addiction.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I didn't want to say
he had an injury setback. Sorry. Whatever. You know what I mean.
You're good. Let's just go ahead and jump to the hot topics here.
Yes, let's go have our fun. JPeeps, I'm gonna let you start it.
Well, I will say this. I'm very disappointed in the Miami Dolphins for the way they did Brian Flores. It was very unprofessional, I felt. Look. This man, the team started out 1-7. That's bad. Okay, we get it. Then he rips off 7 straight wins.
8. Yeah.
Or 8, 8 straight wins.
No, it was 8 out of 9 wins, 7 straight.
Oh, well, yeah, 7. He rips off 7 straight wins.
Sorry.
And then the fact of the matter is, they've been right there every single time. The progress
last
is
2 years.
Going. Yeah, they've been there. They've been right there. It's just they've been knocking on the door. They were getting really. I thought next year would have been the year for them to really just kick down the door. Last year, I felt they should have made it in. To be honest,
their whole issue was their offensive line, and that's more of the GM than the coach.
Exactly. And see, this is the problem. Miami's giving up too soon when in reality, Miami needs to take a step back and look at themselves in the mirror and say, look, we haven't really had anybody to really get up and excited about since Dan Marino left. We haven't had a coach that we could really depend on to be that big time shot caller since Don Shula and Jimmy Johnson. And it's you gotta think about what you're gonna do before you do it with this hire. Because this hire is essentially the next 5 to 10 years. That's what this next hire is. And Miami as a whole has not had much to really celebrate in regards to football, whether it be college football or pro football. It's been how long? God, how long?
In general,
it was 20
sports
years.
In general, since 2015.
Yeah,
and their whole city as a sports city has been since 2014, since Bosch retired, and LeBron went back to Cleveland. They haven't been relevant in sports since then.
Crazy.
Panthers are doing good.
Yeah. Give it up.
Florida Panthers, but that's Fort Lauderdale. That's not Miami.
Who do you think they root for in Miami?
That's South Florida.
Panthers haven't won a playoff series since 1994 or some shit like that. I don't care.
Oh my goodness. You gotta cut him some slack. I want to know your thoughts though on this Matt Nagy thing.
I mean,
and Mike Zimmer.
I mean, Nagy should have been fired since week. If you want my honest opinion, but they weren't going to do that. They just decided to throw Justin Fields into a blender. I mean, Steve was talking about he was hoping the Jaguars wouldn't ruin Trevor Lawrence. I mean, this can be kind of bold, but I mean, if the Bears botch this hire, if I'm Justin Fields, I'm asking for a trade. I wouldn't want to deal with that clown show. Because we saw what John Fox and Matt Nagy did to Trubisky. I mean, the Bears. There's a reason why the Bears haven't had a successful quarterback since ever.
Jim Ryan.
I was gonna say 85, but that's been since ever. So I mean,
Rex Grossman took them to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? They haven't had a quality, actual consistent quality, high level quarterback. So, I mean, if I'm Justin Fields, I mean, do you want to go through another coaching staff trying to figure themselves out? I wouldn't want to deal with that kind of nonsense because, I mean, they have the same issue I think New York has, and their issues aren't in the general manager position or the head coaching position. Theirs is the higher ups, like the president and CEO kind of nonsense. Mm-hmm. That's where their issues lie. I mean, and do you want to go and mess yourself up for that? I mean, I really wouldn't do it. Nagy was horrible.
On the screen.
All right.
So
Just drop your ad in the comment section on Twitter. We'll work it.
Definitely be in touch.
Yep.
We'll definitely
we're gonna give him a shout out because he's always on the comment section. That's what we need. We need
Always.
the comments.
Always.
Yeah, and then and Nagy had that one good season in like 2018 or whatever. I think he won Coach of the Year that year too. But that was off of that's just when they got Khalil Mack and that defense was good. Trubisky even went to the Pro Bowl. And then Nagy got that ego built in his head and he thought my system works and it's the right way and no other way is right, no matter what player he has. And he just threw it into a dumpster fire. It turned it into a dumpster fire.
I actually got one here for you, Steve, from pretty famous Florida Gator wide receiver whom you might know of by the name of Jaquez Green. So I asked him about like what did he think was going to happen to Kirk Cousins in Minnesota after Mike Zimmer was let go, and he just said point blank, I just don't think there's a bunch of better quarterbacks or a lot if any good QBs in general after like the first 10. Mainly stating like you have the top 10 QBs in the NFL right now, but then I think there's like a very big drop off.
Yeah.
And Kirk Cousins is owed $30 million guaranteed next season.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
And then also too, I mean, I wouldn't outside of Sam Howell. There's not much really there in the QB market for the draft. So if
Pickett and Corral.
But yeah,
I don't know what they got.
Dude, I like Corral, but I don't. He doesn't seem.
This
I worry
draft
about
class
his
gave me
durability.
2011 vibes, or 2012 vibes. The one that had, or was it what year was Bortles and all those guys and Blaine Gabbert years? Those two quarterback years.
Oh, that was the year before Jameson Mariota. That was 20.
That's the draft class. That one and the one with Blaine Gabbert. And those guys.
Gabbert was like 13 or something.
Yeah, Gabbert was 13.
Yeah, those are the 2 years I'm talking about. That's what I think this draft class is. I don't know why.
2014, the 2014 draft.
Yeah, Gabbert.
He was the Jadavian draft.
So yeah, Bortles was like 14.
Bortles was the Jadavian Clowney draft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels like so long ago now.
That really does. Oh my gosh! Like if you think about it, like
Jadavion Clowney too. When you say Jadavion Clowney, I'm like, yeah, hasn't he been around the NFL for like 10 years? And I know he hasn't really been there for like 10 years, but he's been there a long time.
He really has. It's pretty crazy because now you're just like, golly, like that was like
who
that
is he?
long ago.
What team is he on?
South Carolina.
He's on South Carolina.
No, not in college.
Buffalo. He was with Houston. He was with Houston originally.
No, he got drafted by Houston. Then he went to Seattle. I was like, was he in Tennessee or Cleveland?
He was in Tennessee for a minute.
He was in Tennessee. Because I remember when he got to Houston, the intent was for him and JJ to be like the most like lethal pass rushing duo in the league, and it never really took off because he wasn't healthy. JJ wasn't really all that healthy.
Both of them didn't stay healthy.
Yeah. See, and then the McNair family, they cut ties there, of course.
It's kind of hard to believe Mike Tomlin and David Carr are the only two African-American coaches right now.
Well, the Rooney family's consistent. They
yeah, we know why. Well, Tomlin, the Rooney family was like that, but then you also had to remember Tomlin's also never had a losing season. And then you also think Brian Flores had 2 winning seasons, and yet he got fired.
Because folks in Miami don't know what they're doing.
I think.
They don't know what they're doing.
But I mean,
come to Jacksonville. That's what I say.
I mean, I would have had a fire show here if Joe Judge was the head coach of the Giants at 8 o'clock today, but luckily for them, they fired him before the show.
I'm trying to figure out what happened between December, the day after Christmas, and today. What happened? Like I said, I know there was a lot of losing, but what happened inside the front office? Because at first we were like, oh, we're going to bring him back. He's coming back. It's going to be all good. It's going to be fine. And then we fast forward to now, to today, to January 11th, we fired him. What happened?
Let me see if I can find this. There's this picture.
They got good at math and decided that 10-23 is a horrible record.
It took them long.
That's what happened.
All right, y'all can see that picture. I don't want to get copyrighted or anything. This is the play the Giants actually ran last week.
So they ran a victory formation.
Essentially,
it's the flying V from the Mighty Ducks.
Oh my gosh! I was waiting for something to. I thought it was a photo. I thought it was a video. I was waiting for something to happen. I was like,
sorry, no.
I was like, why
I didn't have the video for that? But it was just a picture of like the actual like how they run the plays or whatever. I think he actually called the plays or whoever. That Giants, man, them is a dumpster fire.
I was
kind of Dolphins.
I was kind of waiting for it to be like motioned into like a Maryland formation or something maybe. I was like, okay, well they're probably gonna like Maryland eye and then run something, do something that we'd never have seen before to kind of wow us because they're not that good. But they just no. That's pitiful.
Hey, shout out Marquise Bell. He got an invite to Indy for the combine, and then Savion Williams got the HBCU Legacy Bowl invite.
Yes. So Marquise Bell, who really, if you ask me, is the best safety in the 2022 NFL draft. Him and then
Kyle
Hamilton. Is he the one from Notre Dame? Yeah, him
Kyle
and Kyle Hamilton are, I feel are the best two safeties in the NFL draft right now. He got a combine invite to Indianapolis, rightfully so. I'm surprised that there's only one or two HBCU players going to Indianapolis. There should be more. Like James Houston, who transferred from Florida to Jackson State, should definitely be in Indy, I think. But also, too, congrats to Savion Williams. Also going to HBCU Legacy Bowl down in Miami, Florida. I believe it's in Miami. I know the HBCU Combine's down in Miami. But congrats to both of them. They earned it.
Louisiana.
Okay. That makes sense then. I know the HBCU Combine is in that's in Miami, Florida. And then also, too, Ace's boy, Isaiah Land, also the Buck Buchanan Award, coming back home to an HBCU. So I got to give credit where credit's due there. So
round of applause to all three of them.
Yeah. And then also, too, we got to give a shout out.
You got to do it too, JPeeps.
Also, do a shout out to Coach Prime and Nick Saban. They both got bit by some Bulldogs this bowl season. Seems like if you do
don't call animal control, please.
Oh no! It seems like if you wear big chains and Little Debbie cream pies and stuff, that you just get bit by dogs.
All right. So
I just can't wait for next year's Aflac commercials.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be so funny. That's going to be hilarious.
All right. So one more thing before we wrap this up. I want to ask you guys what you guys think about these. So the wide receiver class for the draft this year is going to have some guys coming off major injuries. So we got Jameson Williams and Michi, both got ACLs already torn, so they're probably going to miss their rookie years. You have Justin Ross coming off his broken neck issue that he had. And you got George Pickens just coming back from his ACL injury. So, I mean, the wide receiver class this year, like, do you guys think teams are going to make a big deal of it for the draft? Or do you think it's going to be you're going to have Olave, Wilson, Burks, and that Dotson guy out of Penn State be the top four, and then these guys go second-round flyers?
The immediate contributors, I think, are definitely Pickens and Olave, in my opinion. It would have been Javonte Williams and Michi.
Jameson Williams.
Javonte
Williams was a running back in Denver.
My bad. It would have been Jameson Williams and Michi, but I think the injuries mounting and stuff, it kind of hurt their chances of being like solidifying themselves as like the top-notch guys. So right now my big board says Olave. Underneath him, I got Pickens.
Yeah, Olave is number one for sure.
Yeah,
Olave's gotta be. Because I mean, you look at what happened that 2020 draft, right? Ruggs went first because he could run fast, but then you had CeeDee Lamb and Jefferson be the next Judy went before Lamb and then Jefferson, right? And Rager was in between those two. And the guys that could separate are the guys that are doing good in the NFL right now, like Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, right? Those are the guys who can get open, and they're not like the fastest guys, but they can still run the routes good enough to get open, like Devontae Adams does. So I mean, you got to think Olave's got to go be the first one. This dude could just run some crisp.
Definitely. And the thing is who takes him.
That's true too.
We can actually look at let's see, NFL draft ordered for 2022. So the NFL draft order for 2022 is as follows: Jacksonville, Detroit, Houston, New York. Oh, you don't want Olave to go to New York. We'll never hear from him again. Giants.
Well, I don't think either New York team need a receiver. They need offensive line and defense.
The Giants and the Jets both have multiple picks in the top 10.
Oh, they'll screw up both of them. Well, the Giants for sure might screw up one.
The Jets are going to not win the draft. Or, well, quote unquote, you want the Giants or the Jets will quote unquote win the draft. And that means technically
the Jets have been doing good. I'll give them credit. They did good on Mekhi Beck, Javere Tucker, and Elijah Moore. So I'll give them some credit. The Giants have been botching the draft since ever.
Since Keyshawn came, really the past 40 years of their existence, 50 years of their existence, ever since after Super Bowl III.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, let's just not go back 10 years. We might as well just go back all the way. Let's just not even nitpick it. Let's not skip to it. Let's just get through it. Well, what else we got?
Miss anything? Gettleman retiring. That's it. I mean, Emoni Bates being horrible right now in college basketball. You want to do our college basketball preview before we wrap it up? We need to talk about something when college football is over.
Sure. Hit me with it.
I mean, our top five are.
I'll say, go ahead.
Oh. So the top five right now in college basketball is as follows. And Gonzaga 2, UCLA, Auburn, USC. Well, those always change. I think Duke got beat by some.
Duke got beat by
Miami.
It was by Miami. They got beat by somebody. Somebody else beat Duke, I think. But
Ohio State beat
Duke's not even in the top 10.
Wow. Wait, but you said Auburn. Auburn's in the top 5.
Yeah, Auburn's number 4. Auburn's 4.
Bruce Pearl's got his guys going.
And both Southern Cal schools are in the top 5, USC and UCLA. So
USC was losing to Stanford earlier. I don't know if they ended up winning that game or not.
I'm gonna say this as far as college basketball.
I don't know much about college basketball until March.
I can't put my faith in Gonzaga until I actually finally see Gonzaga climb to the mountaintop. Kind of like with Georgia. I had a tough time trusting Georgia for a little while until Georgia finally got over the hump here. Same thing goes for Gonzaga. And then someone brought up a good point to me. Who from Gonzaga has made an impact in the NBA?
Not Jalen Suggs. I know that because he broke his hand.
Because if you really think about it, Gonzaga is the equivalent to the IMG Academy in terms of what IMG Academy puts in the NFL, and IMG players do nothing when they get to the NFL. Gonzaga players, they ain't really doing too much when they get to the NBA.
Fresh off the presses, Stanford beat Southern Cal.
Oh, there we go. Breaking news. So we know USC is getting out of the top 5.
Yep. Bruce Pearl still climbing.
So wait, Stanford beat USC in both football and basketball this year.
That's a big upset.
wasn't the Stanford who beat USC and then they fired that head coach in football?
Clay Helton.
Yeah.
I think so.
So
Yep, it was.
You got a good one
Stanford's
tonight.
good,
You got
USC's
Auburn and Bama play tonight. Bama's ranked in the top 25.
that'll be good. Bama's been good.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Bama's been good this year.
Florida State, Miami playing right now too.
I had a conversation about this with somebody. Alabama, just in sports across the board, they are trying to build something that like where they just can win championships all across the board. They've already won one in softball. They've won. We already know the history of the football team. Basketball's made an impact, winning the SEC tournament, and then you've got baseball's a threat. So it's like
they made noise last year in the March Madness too.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, how long until we witness a time where they won a championship in every single sport? It's coming.
The problem is it's just hard to stay on the mountaintop.
Yeah.
Once you win one, something happens. You know, like that'll be when Saban retires. Then all of a sudden, Bama will become a basketball school or something like that.
Yeah.
So like UF.
Yeah, kind of. You know, I
saw him look at you out the corner of his eye. He wanted to say something really slick just now. He looked at you, Ace, and he was like, really? Really?
I mean, they did lose to FSU, so I don't know if they're a complete basketball school. So
I waited so long for Florida to win a baseball championship, and then I didn't even get to watch it. And I'll probably never get to watch a baseball championship.
You will. Have faith. You got to have faith.
I was out of the country.
Don't they got some? I think I don't know if it's this year though, but I know they got some. I don't know if it's like MLB. I have no idea, but I heard they have like some really good people in.
Yeah, they've got a good class, but it's so. I mean, baseball might be the toughest. But baseball or basketball, one of the. I don't know which one's harder, but like it's hard to win the national championship.
I say baseball.
Yeah, because it's fluky.
Yeah.
Right. Like weird things can happen in baseball.
Exactly.
I mean, look how many times Florida State made it, and how many times Florida State has not won a national championship.
Exactly. Like it's a lot of bounces can just you could lose the game on a ground rule double.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's always really just about, you know, as hard as it is to say, it's just the ball got hit in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. And one more hot topic before we end it is the baseball. They're having some kind of meeting in the MLB for the bargaining agreement because they're in a lockout right now.
It's always a lockout with this.
Yep. They always want their money, and they always get paid absurd amounts of money. So
this is why we didn't have a baseball season back in 1995.
Yep.
Remember that, Ace? Oh, wait.
You're funny. Huh. All right. JPeeps, let's wrap this up.
I was going to say, does he remember the NBA lockout in, 99? That took up, half the season, but...
Hey, I watched Michael Jordan play baseball in the minor leagues. You read about that in the history books. I saw that. I saw him strike out with my own eyes.
No, see, he saw
him strike out in Space Jam. And The Last Dance.
Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy, ladies and gentlemen. Are we wrapping this up because we just?
I guess so. We went so off topic, so many times. But I mean, that's fun part about it. I mean, we can't do nothing wrong with that.
We had a good audience tonight. Shout out to Ashton. Yep. Definitely get him on for next week.
You got to get Ashton on. He always keeps in the comment section. He carries the comment section.
As always, Steve, a.k.a. Sad Gator, we appreciate you joining us this evening.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Always enjoy it, Jordan.
Always remember, there is going to come a day where Florida will have their chance again at UCF. It's coming.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Gee.
I expected it, man. I expected it. And you know what? It was Christmas, and I told my aunt, I just stopped watching the TV. I didn't want to tear down the Christmas tree. I did what I had to do. I put together a puzzle instead of watching that game. That's what I did.
Oh, God.
You know how upset you have to be to put together a puzzle?
It was a 1,000-piece puzzle. Nobody else was touching it.
That's what I'm saying.
And it was like therapy because I was getting so mad watching that game.
See, this is. Do you know how upset?
This is why we bring Steve.
This
is why we bring Steve on.
A 1,000-piece puzzle. That's like that meme when the girl she neatly places the guy's stuff outside of the door and everything. And then everybody's like, see, this girl, she's upset because she had time to place everything outside neatly.
Oh, she was probably mumbling to herself while she was doing it too.
Exactly. Like
she's having like a mini rant inside her. Like she's just saying it like quietly while she's doing that.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
That's hilarious.
That's tough, man. Oh,
that's
1,000.
It's okay. I think we play him in like a couple of years. We'll get it back. We'll get it back.
Oh, they'll be heading over to the Big 12. The guy John Plumlee, isn't that the guy's name? We forgot to say that.
John Rhys Plumlee, yeah.
He may not even be there when that happens.
I don't even know who that is. I mean, I heard somebody just saying that. I was like, I guess he's good. I don't know. It was Chris Torello who was saying something good about him.
Yeah, he was back up at Ole Miss. He's pretty legit, but he may not be there by the time UCF and Florida tangle up again.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, folks, that's going to do it for us for this episode of the Last Skip podcast.
Yes,
yes.
That's how people know.
Yes.
There you go.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. Ace, take it
filming it. Yeah, man, this was fun. I think. I mean, we hit all the playoff games. We recapped the national championship with Uga's biggest fan, just showing up on the camera to start the whole show. I mean, you know how we do it. Be a friend, tell a friend. You know how to do that. You by now, if you've been watching this. We're going to figure out some way to bring you fun stuff while college football is not in the picture for a while. I mean, there will still be college football news, but they'll just probably be in hot topics. You guys know that's how we did it with the NHL too. Who knows how that works, but be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. You know where to find us. Flash will be back next week, so we'll see how that goes. If he's figured out how to not talk over people, that's one whole different story. But it was fun while it lasted. Pretty sure Run and Gun's back next week when the money come.
Run and Gun will be back when Uncle Sam
shows up.
Money, yeah. So
we might have a surprise when it comes back.
Exactly.
We might have a surprise. So keep your eyes out for when that comes out.
Exactly, and somehow the lights are still on for this episode because. The rent is due for this. The rent's due. I don't know how we still got this episode off, but Uncle Sam need to come through because we right now we in the arms of an angel. Yeah,
I mean, stop building space hotels and start giving us more money on the college side for kids. You know how it is. They said they're gonna build a space hotel by 2027 instead of forgiving student loans. I don't know. I guess forgiving student loans doesn't make more money for them, like a space hotel. But I mean, that's the only thing these people know.
I'm about to see the fact that you just said that. I'm about to go put together my own 1,000-piece puzzle. America, y'all take care. Y'all take care.
Steve, don't leave.
All right,
don't leave.